Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. If you are not new to my channel, you may notice quite a big change with my hair. I finally gone pink. So we went for a rose gold at the front, which you can kind of tell on I kind of just spoiled what today's video was. Let me put that back down. You can kind of tell on camera, it's obviously a lot more obvious, and sometimes it just blends in with the dark pink, but then we've got like a magenta-y pink which looks a lot lighter. It is really bright, vivid in person, but this is a lot darker in person. But yeah, that's my new hair. I was going to put makeup on for today's vlog so you could actually see my look put together, because I feel like my hair also looks better when I have makeup on, but I'm not leaving the house today and I kind of couldn't be asked, so you just got me today with no makeup on. But this week I thought I would do kind of a reading challenge, but I thought I would read UK childhood books for a week, because I remember it was a trend on Instagram a while back now, so kind of post what your favourite childhood books were. So I thought I'd make that into a video and read UK childhood books for a week. So unfortunately I'm not at my mum's house, because if I was at my mum's house I still have all of my childhood books, so it would have been the jackpot, but I am gonna have to find them secondhand or just buy them. But the first book I've got, because I bought this a while ago, I saw it in a charity shop, is Candy Floss by Jacqueline Wilson. I haven't actually read this one before, but Jacqueline Wilson was my absolute fave growing up, and I remember always wanting to read this, but I think I never got around to it. And it kind of matches my hair, so I thought, why not start with this one? I don't know how many pages it is. I think it's around like 300, 400 maybe, but or maybe less than that. 300 I think. But obviously because the text in children's books are massive, it's probably going to take me like a day to read this, maybe a few hours, I don't know. So let's get on reading with this. I don't know what other books I'm going to choose yet, kind of depends what ones I can find. I'm going to work tomorrow, which is near a charity shop, so I'll have a look in there as well to see if there's any others that I'm interested in. If not, I'm probably gonna have to order them on Amazon, which will be kind of annoying because I'd rather just get them secondhand. But this is the first book. I have absolutely no idea what it's about, so we're all going in blind. And also let me know if you have read this before, and also comment below what your favourite childhood book was. Just tied my hair up because it was getting in my way. But also I think I'm reading this still, which I think I'm going to read in between, because I still want to read this. And I don't think I'll get bored of them, but if I want to switch up from this, then I'll switch to this as well. So it's kind of a 2-in-1 vlog. Finishing this with me, I'm halfway now, and reading UK childhood books, so you're welcome. Okay, so I'm on chapter 3. I'm on page 33. So far, so good. I'm enjoying it. It's a nice, easy read. If you haven't read a Jacqueline Wilson book before, or if you're not from the UK, basically Jacqueline Wilson always, like, her stories are always about, like, I guess broken families, or like divorced parents, or just anything like quite deep. Like her most popular one was Tracy Beaker, which is about kids in a care home. I studied Illustrated Mum by Jacqueline Wilson at university because I did children's lit at university. That was about a single mum who I think, from what I remember, was an alcoholic. So it's like family dynamics like this. So like with Flossie, she's got divorced parents. She's got a stepdad and a stepbrother that she hates because he gets all the attention. The mum completely neglects her and again gives all the attention to the little brother, so she feels very left out. And they're now having to move to Sydney, and she doesn't want to move to Sydney because that means she'd be away from her dad, and her mum doesn't care about her dad and bad mouths her dad and doesn't care that Flossie's having to not see her dad now and her dad's in debt, like those type of things. So, and that was one thing that I always loved about Jacqueline Wilson books, because I also have come from a not so traditional family. I had divorced parents as well, so I'm having very similar experiences with Flossie, but I remember that's what I loved as a kid, because a lot of the time, especially in primary school, which for us is like ages like 5 to 11 or 12, I think, there was not really, that I knew of anyway, many divorced parents really until I got to my high school. So I remember always loving these books. They were very comforting, and I feel that comfort again when reading it. Obviously I'm an adult now, so it doesn't really affect me as much, but when I'm reading this book, like, I feel really comforted by it. And also I used to always read them on the beach, like on holiday, so it feels like, it just really feels like I'm on a summer holiday from school and I'm reading my Jacqueline Wilson book, which it is summer, it is July. But yeah, it's just, there's something like really comforting about it, even though it's a kid's book. And honestly, I kind of want to, like, I'm excited to read the other ones that I do this week, and I kind of think I should, like, maybe do a series and reread all the Jacqueline Wilson books, because I kind of want to. There's just something really comforting about it, and I love it. But yeah, I'm going to continue reading now, and make some more progress. So I thought, seeing as I'm reading my childhood books, I'd make my childhood go-to lunch when I was a kid, which was basically always crisps on the side with some sort of chicken mayo sandwich or ham sandwich, and I had chicken mayo and sweet corn. So that is what I made, and I cut it into kind of little squares like I used to have it. So that's my lunch. Ignore the mess of my bed, but I ended up doing my makeup because I felt like I looked like a thumb. And I feel like without makeup my vibrant hair like really shows my dark circles, so I was just like, I couldn't stand looking at myself. So there's a makeup on, very light makeup. I only did eyes because I couldn't be asked to do the rest. But yeah, okay, it is now about 3:30 and I'm on chapter 12 now, which is page 157. So I'm halfway-ish with the book now and I am really liking it. It is making me really sad, especially reading this like type of book as an adult, because obviously I actually understand what's going on now, and I don't think kids to an extent understand what's happening because it is serious life situations. But I am loving it. Her best friend Rhiannon is really getting my nerves because she's a massive bully, and I just want to like shake Floss and be like, just go be friends with Susan, because she wants to be friends with this girl called Susan, but she's not cool. So, you know, it's a bit, she's like stuck in a situation where she doesn't know what to do, which makes me want to shake her. But I don't actually know how old she is in this book. I'm assuming she's in primary school, like year 6 or like 10, 11. I'm just getting that vibe, maybe younger. I don't think she is in high school. I don't think so. I think she is in primary. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little break. I think I'm gonna watch my show for a bit, and then my partner has left work early, so we'll probably go to the shops, get dinner. But yeah, I'll probably b-roll the rest of the evening and I'll give you an update if there's anything to update you guys on. So I got quite a few books from the charity shop today, so I thought I would give you guys a little haul. So they were 50p each, like all of them, and I found the first 2 Hunger Games, and I've been wanting to read the Hunger Games for a while because I've seen the movies but I haven't read them before, so I was like, this is my chance. And I feel like I kind of manifested it because I was literally thinking about it the other day, and they're literally in pristine condition. Like, they barely look used. Like, they have been used because the spine's cracked. I don't know if you can tell, but the spine is cracked, but not that much, and they still look pretty new, so pretty impressed with that. And then I'm gonna read this week for this video. Look, Danny the Drum Fairy. I remember as a kid, because my name's Daniela, like my full name, I never had a fairy with my name on it, and it always made me sad, and I never knew there was a Danny, even though it's spelled different to me. I spell it with one N. I was still really chuffed when I saw this. I loved these books at school, so I thought we'd give that a read this week. So yeah, I got all those 2 books for £1.50, absolute bargain. And then I ordered this on Amazon, which I'm also going to read later on this week as well, because Roald Dahl was my favourite as a kid, and I'm pretty sure this was my top 3. This, Matilda, and George and the Giant Peach. James and the Giant Peach. Is it James? Yeah. Anyway, I think it was this one that I loved. I couldn't fully remember, but the cover looked familiar, so yeah. These are the 2 that we're going to read after Candy Floss. I've almost finished Candy Floss. I didn't get much read on my lunch break, but I'm going to have therapy now, and then I'll read after dinner. Also, really annoyingly, I forgot to get bananas at the shop today, and I wanted to make banana bread in this vlog on Friday, but I'm not going to be able to do that now because they're not going to be like black enough by Friday. but if I do it over the weekend, I'll definitely insert a clip. And also in the next few clips, well, for the rest of this vlog, ignore. I don't really know if you can tell on camera, but my hair's greasy and I've got dry shampoo. So that's great. This keeps going out of focus. Anyway, therapy time. Good morning, everyone. It is now Friday and I have a day off today. I didn't really film at all on Wednesday or Thursday yesterday because I don't really have a reason, but I was just tired from work. I did finish Candy Floss on Wednesday and I didn't read yesterday. I read a bit of Court of Mist and Fury, but I was so tired I literally read 10 pages and was like, I'm going to bed. And I was tired because we stayed at my boyfriend's parents' house on Wednesday night, because we always like pit stop there sometimes after work and just stay overnight because our cat lives there. So we went to see a cat and we stayed the night, and she woke me up at 1 AM and I was like, why is she waking me up? I had a feeling she had something, but I didn't see anything in her mouth. She didn't do the meow that she does when she has a little present for me in her mouth. So I was like, it's fine. And I was like getting paranoid to my partner. I was like, are you sure she shouldn't have a friend? Like, she hasn't brought a gift, right? And he was like, no, it's fine, she's not brought anything. So I was like, okay. So like I got up to try and move her to the end of the bed so she could sleep at the end of the bed because she was literally sitting on my face. And then when I got up, she sat on my pillow. Again, I didn't have my glasses on and it was dark, but I couldn't see that she had anything, right? So I moved her to the end of the bed. That was it. She just seemed to go to sleep. But I did hear this drop that I hear like when she like lands off the bed, right? And then when I looked up, she like was still on the bed. So that's weird. Maybe I'm just hearing things because it is an old house. So I was just like, I don't know, maybe it's just the house, right? So I went back to sleep and we woke up the next day. Poppy, our cat, was gone because she does leave quite early in the morning because obviously the sun rises earlier and she just has her morning stroll and eats things outside. So we didn't think much of it. I went to have a shower and my partner's like stripping the bed and then he sees, don't even, and then he sees, so he like lifts up the duvet and he sees like smear of blood with like a bit of guts at the end of the bed. So basically what happened is she did bring in something dead. I don't know where she put it. I have no idea where it came from. I don't know where she put it. But basically where I was lying, I had one leg out and the duvet like folded over on my other leg. So there was like a bit of like mattress, I guess, exposed. Obviously not the actual mattress. It had a cover of it as usual. But you know what I mean? Like the bed exposed. So she must have had it somewhere, but that drop must have been the animal. She must have like dropped it off the bed or something and then grabbed it up or something. I have no idea where it came from because it was not in her mouth, where she put it when she came in, but she ate something at the end of her bed, our bed. And I've never felt more violated in my life because she was licking me to wake me up. She sat on my face and not only that, the blood smear and flesh would have been where my feet were. So the entire night my feet was probably rolling in fucking mouse flesh. Which I assume is a mouse. It could have been a rabbit because she was gnawing on a rabbit that morning, well the morning before, so who knows. But I think it was a mouse because there wasn't that much blood. But yeah, I've never felt more violated by my cat in my life. She's bought me a live mouse before and I thought, sorry, that's my dreams, and a neighbour upstairs flushes my drain, kind of goes a little mad. Anyway, yeah, I've never felt more violated in my life. I thought her bringing me a live mouse was the worst, but I think this is the worst thing she's ever done to me. Excuse me. Shh. Yeah, I think this is the worst thing she's ever done to me. And obviously because she woke me up at 1 AM, when like my sleep is broken, it really just screws me over for the rest of the day. No matter how, I literally had 2 coffees. I only have 1 coffee. I always limit to myself to 1, but I needed 2 yesterday. And then obviously being half asleep, coming out the shower, finding out that there's guts smeared everywhere, didn't help the situation. So yeah, there was that. And then that's why I was just so tired yesterday. That's a long-winded way of telling you guys why I was tired yesterday. So yeah, as you saw in the previous clips, I ordered George's Marvellous Medicine, and I got one of the Rainbow Fairy books. So I'm going to try and read both of those today, I think. I reckon I can get both of them done today. They're very short. But candy floss, I still don't know how I feel and my rating yet. I did rate it 4,000 calories, but I think that's going to change. So I'm going to let you know at the end of the vlog when I do the other 2 as well. And I'll just do them all. Oh my god. Just do them all at once at the end of the vlog, because I'm still trying to gather my thoughts on it. So yeah, I'm not going to rate that right now. But I'm actually going to shower and wash my hair. It's going to be the first hair wash since I dyed my hair. And I'm really scared. Like, I know it's not going to fade after 1 wash, obviously. But I'm still scared. Like, what happens if I ruin it? I'm not going to ruin it, but like, what happens if I ruin it? Like, I'm just really scared. It doesn't actually look that greasy because I used dry shampoo yesterday. So it still kind of looks clean. But I'm so scared to wash it. It's gonna be fine, but I'm really scared to wash it. And she even gave me, my hairdresser even gave me a colour bomb for the magenta bit of my hair when it fades. So like there's nothing to worry about, but I want it forever on my head. I never want it to fade, even though she literally just can keep doing it. But still, it's not the point. Anyway, I'm gonna actually shower now and stop rambling. I'll see you in a bit when I'm starting the other books. Guys, today is not my day. I did my makeup. You probably can't really notice on the camera, but I forgot I had makeup on and I kept rubbing my eyes, and now all of my makeup is smeared off. I look like a raccoon. So I'm just removing all of it because, well, I've already done my content for Instagram, so it doesn't really matter. And I'm not really leaving the house, so. But I'm so annoyed because makeup was actually looking decent today. And obviously I spent time putting it on, but I just can't be asked to fix it. Because it was like so smeared that I'd have to take off it all anyway and redo it, and I can't be asked to redo it. So that makeup literally lasted 2 hours. But yeah, I've done my hair, as you can tell. It's nice and dry now. Look, 25 minutes to dry because my hair is so long and thick. But we got there in the end, and luckily I have a Dyson hairdryer, so if it was my old hairdryer, it literally would take me like 50 minutes. And it's heavy, my old hairdryer. So my arms would have ached, and the entire time my arms didn't ache. So there you go, I got makeup off now. That was so grim. And then now I'm gonna start reading. I think I'm gonna start the fairy book first. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I definitely can read both today because they're both around 100 pages, or just over 100. So I think I can do both today. So I'll do that, and then I'm gonna want to try and finish them both today because it's my boyfriend's birthday weekend and I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to read. So I do want to try and finish them today, or maybe tomorrow morning, but because we don't really have plans yet. But yeah, I'm gonna get on to reading now that my makeup's off. Okay, so I've finished Danny the Drum Fairy. It literally took me like 15 minutes to read, maybe not even that, like 10. I think I'd rate it like, I don't actually know what I'd rate it yet, but it was like a really short story about a drum fairy called Danny, obviously, and she's looking for her drums because Jack Frost stole them to make his band with the goblins for this competition. And if the music fairies like lose their instruments, the music everywhere is really bad. So it's just two girls, Kirsty and Rachel, in a music video set, trying to help Danny get her drums back from the goblins, basically. So it's a very simple storyline. Obviously it's 5+, so yeah, there wasn't like, it's not like there was so much to it, but I think I'd still rate it a 4, just because I love the fairy books and it was just a cute, wholesome, quick read, and there's nothing to fault it. Is it my favourite book in the world? No, but it was cute. And to be honest with you, I now want to read all of them. There's so many of them, because like on the back page of it there was even more different ones, and now I want to read them all. So maybe I'll do a video where I read them all and rate them all and like rank them all. That would be good. But yeah, I'm gonna have some lunch now, and then I'll get started with George's Marvellous Medicine. So I was trying to be productive and edit my vlog early in the morning so I can get it done and do other things in the day. However, I have realised that I did not end the vlog or tell you what I even thought about the books. So here we are at 8 AM doing it, and that's why I'm showing you half of my face, because you don't want to see the rest, trust me. Even this half is bad. Also, I'm just like breaking out everywhere because I had an allergic reaction to my nails. I got them done on Monday and I had an allergic reaction. You can't really see them, but there is like blisters and stuff on there. It is going down, so it's okay. I can finally move them again. So I'm like suddenly like breaking out everywhere and stuff, so that's fun. So I'm going to try and do this without horrifying you. Anyway, Candy Floss, loved it, but ended abruptly. And I did search this to see if like other people kind of felt the same, but it is also a kid's book, so I don't really know what I was expecting to find like on Reddit or something. But actually I did find a community that is like rereading Jacqueline Wilson books as an adult, and they did kind of say the same thing. It just, but like also it just made sense to end there, but like didn't. I just didn't expect it. Like I was on the page being like, oh, okay, onto another chapter, and then I turned the page over and I was like, oh, I finished the book. Like, it just didn't feel like we were getting to an ending or a conclusion. So I was quite confused, because I think it would have been good just to have one more chapter, because the whole book is about the mum leaving her to go to Australia, and she's left with her dad, who's extremely poor, and they go through all of this. And I don't want to spoil the ending, but I'll just put a warning here now. At the end, her dad ends up with the gypsy. Is she a gypsy woman? I just kind of assume she's a gypsy woman at a fair. Doesn't actually explicitly say she is, but we're going to go with that. I can't even remember her name. Was it Rose? Yeah, I think so. He ends up with her, and they end up basically living there and travelling with the fair. So he's part of the fair now, and so is Candy Floss. And so she kept saying that she misses her mum, like she loves being with her dad and she loves that they're part of the fair, but they miss her mum, and she wants her mum to come back, and her mum is meant to come back in September. We are now in the summer holidays, and the UK summer holidays is July and August. So I was like, no, yeah. So I was like, okay, we're going to see her start a new year, get her happy ending, move on with her mum, which she prefers because she doesn't want to be living in a fair, but she loves it. So she would love to come on the weekends, but she wants to stay with her mum because she also misses her mum, which is, you know, expected for... I didn't actually explicitly say how old she was, but I would say she's about 8 or 9. So, very normal for an 8 or 9-year-old. And I didn't really get that conclusion. It just ended with them deciding that they're going to stay at the fair. So, yeah, I just wasn't sure about the ending, and that's generally the only reason why I ended up not rating it very high in my head. But I'd say it's still at least a 3.5. I wouldn't say it's a 4, although it's close to a 4. This is the struggle that I had. But I'd rate that a 3.5. And then I started reading Danny the Drum Fairy. I've rated that 3 stars because I feel like there's only so much I can rate the fairy books, because they're all quite repetitive. Because I've read quite a few when I was a kid. They're all quite repetitive, and they're very, very, very basic plots. And very short. So there wasn't really too much that I could kind of get from it and rate it, if I'm honest. I literally read it in 10 minutes. So listen, it was a good, fun little quick 10-minute read, but it was definitely too young for me. So I was a bit like, eh. So that's a 3-star. However, I do still love the fairy books, but maybe just not as an adult. I'll leave that in my childhood. And then the last book I read was George's Marvellous Medicine, which I am still kind of unsure what to rate it, because I enjoyed it, but I'm also not sure about it. I don't know why. Basically it's about this little boy called George who has to look after his grandma for the morning, and she is a nasty, nasty woman. And he basically is like, right, I'm going to fix her. I'm going to make her some medicine. He puts so much stuff in it, like freaking like car oil in it, and like all the like farm animal medicines and all the really bad stuff you can imagine. And basically she drinks it and turns really tall. And then his dad comes back and he's like, oh my God, we need to give this to the animals, because imagine how much money I could make with huge animals, because, you know, that's a lot of meat. And so they did it to all the animals. And then basically, long story short, it all went wrong because George couldn't remember what he put in it for his grandma, so they can never get the recipe right again. And they gave up. I'm really sure. So that was the end of it. Again, very basic plot. I thought the Roald Dahl had a little bit more oomph to his plots. Again, I know it's a kid's book, but I thought Roald Dahl was a little bit like Jacqueline Wilson. But maybe I just chose the wrong book, because I used to love Matilda. I still love Matilda. It's my favourite comfort movie. I haven't read the book in ages, so I can't say about the book, but I loved the book as well. It was my precious. Obviously though, Matilda is longer than George's Marvellous Medicine, so maybe I just picked the wrong Roald Dahl book, because George's Marvellous Medicine was only like 180 pages. So I think I would say the same as the fairy one, a 3-star. 3.5, because it was a little bit more entertaining than the fairy one. So we've got Candy Floss and George's Marvellous Medicine joint first, and then we have Danny and the Drum Fairy last. So that is my rating. That's my thoughts and feelings. It was very hard to come up with a rating and like thoughts on it, because again, it's a children's book. It's really basic plots. Nothing wild is gonna happen apart from the Jack Wilson book. Chippy Van was on fire and Candy Floss was bloody died. Anyway, so you know, I think if you want to read a children's book and you want some drama, Jack Wilson is the way to go. I don't know about other authors, but either way, it was still very entertaining to read childhood books again. I did really enjoy it. I felt really nostalgic. I felt very comforting. I did really enjoy it, especially reading Jack Wilson books again. I think I'll go to read more of Jack Wilson books and just enjoy them as an adult. I really want to do that. But if you do want to see a part 2 of this where I read more, because I can whip out Diary of the Wimpy Kid. Used to love those books. Captain Underpants. I never read those books, but I always wanted to read those books. So maybe we could do that in part 2 where I read those books finally. Got all sorts of UK books that we can still read. So, or maybe another Jack Wilson book. So still got a few to go. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry about this weird ending, and also my nose is blocking, so it's very hard to speak right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more of me, leave a like and subscribe and comment if you want me to do a part 2 and what were your favourite childhood books, and maybe I'll read those as well. Anyway, bye!